Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Year of the Batman. Today we're going over the final piece of Adam West Batman, Burt Ward, Robin material, Batman versus Two Face. Man, you want to talk about absolute perfect casting? William Shatner, aka uh, Captain Kirk from Star Trek, the King of Ham himself, going up paired with like one of the hammiest TV shows for superheroes. Just what a match made in heaven. And the fact that like they made him Two Face, a character who never once through all three seasons or all like the movie was never mentioned before. So they had just a complete kind of just like a complete freedom to do whatever they want with the character, and it just worked so well. Like how Two Face was portrayed felt very much like how he would have been portrayed if he was in the 1960s TV show. So it starts out that Hugo Strange and Dr. Harleen Quinzel, which is also refreshing. Both of them never once introduced, but they felt pretty fitting for this universe. They're doing this experiment. It's like super important, and they need Batman and Robin's supervision in case it goes wrong. And the DA's there, Harvey Dent, as well. And so their experiment is this evil extractor. It's never been tested before, but then they so happen to bring out Joker, Egghead, Riddler, Penguin, and Mister Freeze. And I can't remember if I said the Riddler or not, but he's also there. So five villains. I'm just like, well, if it's never been tested before, why are we using five and not just one? So they're starting to extract the evil from them, and then they all evil laugh, and then they overload the system, and the vat that's collecting their concentrated evil explodes, and Batman tries to save Harvey, but it gets half of his face, and that's how Two Face is born. And it's really interesting because the credits, that like the opening credits, then roll Batman versus Two Face, and it's like them fighting each other, them going on all these capers, trying to thwart Two Face and fighting him. And then at the end of the credits, they end up capturing him, and it goes to 6 months later, and Harvey Dent is coming out of surgery, and his like face is completely recovered, and he's back to normal. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that's a bit different. I wasn't expecting that. So he's back to trying to work with the DA. He's like assistant to the DA. Um, so he's slowly but surely working his way back up. And then it just kind of starts out like a regular TV show Batman episode. King Tut escaped. Chief O'Hara and Police Commissioner Gordon call Batman for assistance because, God forbid, um, and he because King Tut just stole a biplane that had some kind of connection because like the millionaire that owned it got his fortune through Egyptian cotton. So they then find out his location is next hit is going to be the double decker bus tours, which is like, oh yeah, it's the Nile double decker bus tours. So he's going after Egyptian themed vehicles and whatnot. And it just so happens that Alfred and Aunt Harriet got Bruce's and Dick's ticket for it, so they're there as well. And a fight breaks out, and then Batman and Robin they get captured because King Tut shoots like this quick acting venom snakes. They weren't snakes. It's like a like imagine a can of nuts and it's like the spring snakes. It was like that, but so they're captured, and then King Tut throws them into these big um, vases, and he's gonna like bury them in concrete below where the pyramid towers are gonna go, a newly constructed tower. So they get out of that because They put the souls to the edge of the vase and turn on the bat jets, and they turn those on and kick King's butt. King Tut's God, I can't talk. Um, they kick his butt, and like before they can recover all that was stolen, like all the jewels from the double decker bus thing, they're gone. They're just mysteriously vanished, and they're like, "Huh, well, that was annoying." So they're trying to interview uh, the professor about it because he got his head kicked in, or a brick hit his head, and he turned back to the professor because of, the Dr. Jekyll Mr. Hyde thing. Every time he like hits his head, he turns back to the other one. And there is this funny bit where Commissioner or no Chief O'Hara is interrogating him, and the professor's like, "Oh, I don't know anything," and Robin's like, "Yeah, uh, come on, Chief O'Hara. You know King Tut and the professor are completely different people." And she was like, "Oh, I got you, Robin." So he just bashes his head in, and he's like talking to Tut, and Tut's like, "I'll never tell." And he takes the club and he bashes his own head in. And she's like, "Oh no, you don't." So he bashes the professor's head in, and then Tut takes it back and bashes his own head. He's back to the professor, and the professor's just like, "I don't know where I am. My head hurts so much." And Batman's like, "Jesus Christ, leave him alone. God, we'll figure it out. Fuck, you're gonna kill this man." So that's all settled, and then a new case pops up, and a delivery was sent to the chief's office or the Commissioner Gordon's office, and it was this book that was being torn apart by worms. So they're like, "Oh, it's Bookworm back to his old tricks again. What a dick!" And I gotta say, God, I hate Bookworm. I hate Bookworm so much, and the fact that he was not in like the last movie as well, but this one, but he did get punched in the face. Seeing Bookworm get punched in the face is always a plus. So they find him at the library, and he's like gonna steal A Tale of Two Cities, The Man with the Iron Mask, and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, like really rare first edition stuff that's like worth a fortune. Um, so they have a big fight, but during the fight, all those books get stolen, and they're like, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have left that damn hint for us, or you might have gotten away with it." And Bookworm's like, "I didn't leave a fucking hint. What the hell?" And they're like, "Oh, shit." So they deduce, well, hell, with King Tut, he had the biplane, double decker bus, and with this guy, they had the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, man with the Iron Mask, and the Tale of Two Cities. It's all two stuff. It's Two Face, and they were indeed right. So they go to where Two Face's his last hideout was, and sure enough, he is in fact there. So they fight with each other, but in the end, they get like trapped by the number two, and Two Face he flips a coin whether or not they live or die, and of course they live. So he screws off with his thugs, and they're on their merry way. And Robin's like, "Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that was Harvey fucking Dent that just now, so let's get his ass." And Batman's like, all right, let's go interrogate him." So you go to Harvey Dent, and his face is completely fine. And they're just like, "Oh shit." Well, Batman, Robin, he suspects him. He's like, "Something's up." But Batman's like, "Oh well, there's definitely somebody else involved in this because your face looks normal. It can't be." And so they leave it at that. Batman and Robin, back at the Batcave, they have this bit of an argument, and Robin's like, "Listen, I get that he's your friend, but you're being blind to it. It's obviously Harvey, all right?" And Bruce sends him to his room, and then Robin he sneaks out to try and like follow Harvey around, and it leads to um, him finding that he's working with um, oh god, oh I just had his name. Oh, the doctor, the oh what the fuck is his name? I just had it. Hugo Strange. Gotcha. God, Doctor Strange. Yeah. So he's back with Hugo Strange with another evil extractor, and then Robin he's about to get on Harvey, but then he gets knocked out by Two Face, at least we're led to believe it's Two-Face. It was like a figure in black, so we didn't see it. So then he wakes up, and then they spray him with some, I guess, Two-Face spray. So then he turns to Two-Face, and that's just when Batman turns up because Alfred told him about it, and his tracking device led him to there. So the Two-Face, Robin, and Batman have a fight. Batman takes him to the Batcave after he kicks his butt, and then cures him. And Robin's like, yeah, so Harvey was there, but I got knocked out by Two-Face. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So I was right, but you're also right, and I was also wrong, and you're also wrong. So there's that. So then they figure out, oh, so Two-Face is brain fart there. They figure out where Two-Face's new hideout is. So they go there, and they end up at some like giant sized pool table. It's really weird. I don't know why that scene was put in. Um, so they're in this huge pool table, and they barely escape, but they like slip and fall, and they get knocked out, and they're then strapped to this like giant coin. You know, very fitting for Two Face. And Two Face has put out a message for all the crooks in Gotham, saying that they're going to bid for Batman's secret identity. And before all the criminals show up, Two Face reveals that he does in fact know Batman's secret identity because at that place at that time, Bruce Wayne was supposed to show up for a charity event. Since Bruce Wayne didn't show up, they deduced that he was in fact like Batman and Bruce Wayne are the same guy. And he pulls his mask off. He's like, "Yeah, fuck you! I figured it out, dick." And Batman's like, "Huh? Yeah, yeah, you got me. You got me." There's also this cute little side plot where Batman he's like keeps visiting Catwoman in prison, and then that night when he gets captured by Two Face, she escapes because she's like, "Screw this! I'm not waiting anymore." And there's this one woman who is like opposite the district attorney. I can't remember what the proper name is, but the person defending the crook. She's there, and she's voiced by Lee Merriweather, which, if you remember, was the Catwoman that was in the Batman movie. And it's really funny because Catwoman tricks her with another cat, and she switches like costumes with her. So she takes the secretary outfit while she puts the secretary in the Catwoman outfit. I'm just like, oh, that was cute. That was funny. Has nothing to do with the story. Just like a nice little homage to that. But anyway, back to it. So all the criminals show up, and everybody at the end pulls together their money to get Batman's identity. So before that, though, Batman he sets off the coin to flip because he's like they're strapped down to a giant coin, and if they make themselves flip, it'll go onto a pit of spikes. But he sets it off on purpose before the crooks can like nab him. Oh, sorry, my nose feels like it's got itching powder on it. Anyway, so he sets it off, and he like tells Robin to like move 10 degrees to the left to counteract like the center of mass. So then they're flipping around, and then Catwoman she like uses her claws to unhook him from the coin, and a fight breaks out. And obviously the good guys win. All the bad guys are knocked out, and then they're going backstage to pursue Harvey, which you find out when everybody was bidding, they were secretly attached to like an evil extrapolator, which was in tow attached to a biplane that was filling up with it. So Harvey's plan was to pretty much Two-Faceify the entire city. So he goes up in the air and he's like shooting gas all across Gotham, and everybody's turning into Two-Face, even dogs, even like people on TV. It's so stupid and funny. I love it. So Batman and Robin, they chase him. They use their bat boots to get up with him, and they kind of trick Harvey into shooting his own plane down, which is pretty funny. So it leads to him crashing into an oil refinery, and the place is coming down, and Batman's like, "Robin, you stay here. I don't want to risk it." So there's a big fight between the Two-Face and Batman, but it turns out it was Harvey all along. He just has the ability to like change his like outlook on his face so he can like make it green and make it digress. So I'm just like, oh shit, that's kind of neat. So you see, they're battling, and then Harvey is too weak. So the Two Face, like the evil version of him, he's like, all right, enough of this. So he starts choking himself until you see like all the green take over his body. So now he's like fully green, Two Face, evil and whatnot. And so he gets the better of Batman, and he's about to kill him. Batman's like, wait, don't you want to flip for it? And he takes out a coin, but it's completely blank on both sides, so there is no heads or tails. So that gives him just enough of a distraction to turn back into like the good side of Harvey. So it's like two halves fighting again, and then the good Harvey ends up winning. So fast forward months later, Harvey is now fully recovered at this point. There seems to be no indication that he remembers Bruce Wayne as Batman. So all's right with the world. And now it gets to like this charity auction where they're bidding for bachelors. It's like that kind of auction. And the first bachelor available is Batman, who gets like bid at by Catwoman, and that's the end of it. So good story overall. I just kind of like sped through all that because there's a lot to go over, but just good stuff. I mean, everything felt just so well done. It felt right in that universe. It's so well handled. I think I do like it better than the last movie too. So altogether, I think I would rate this a solid 7 out of 7 movie. I mean, I had nothing wrong to say, and of course, uh, at the end of the credits, it's in memory of Adam West, which that about the time that came out, he just passed away. So that was like his last Batman project. And then it has the audacity to say, "Rest well, bright night." And it. Sorry, I'm getting a little choked up here because like Batman's often called the Dark Knight, but like Adam West, he's just such a wholesome Batman. To call him the Bright Knight, that is just so perfect. And that's for me, if Batman isn't wholesome, that's not really Batman. But sorry, I'm getting all choked up. Uh, but yeah, this version of Batman, Adam West, I really, really love. I mean, as corny, as hammy as it can be, he was like through and through a good guy. Like the character of Batman and Robin throughout all of this endeavor have just been outstanding. And for me, like that's how I picture Batman. So anyway, I'm gonna start blubbering. Loved all of the 1960s stuff. Just wonderful. Bye.